My people, my people, my people, my people, my people. Welcome back. This is Don't Forget to Flush podcast. That podcast that is all about the African Renaissance, is all about culture commentary, and of course, something you already love is our fan favorite, Toilet Seat Conversations, where we get into some deep thinking and deep thought. I'm very excited because we're back in ATL. We're in Atlanta. And the reason why we're in Atlanta is because we had to come through in person to not only see the space, not only see the work, but to actually interact with the CEO himself and the person who's actually been running behind the scenes and doing so much. I'm here with a real life Prince, who's a production and media guru. He has over 10 years experience in the IT engineering industry with various IT companies. He has performers in his studios and his music spaces. He has equipment and production rentals and production spaces in Maryland and Georgia. He's the CEO of Vision One Media, producer of Jam for Us at E-Hall in Atlanta. He works closely with Afro Channel on Xfinity. Folks, this is Prince Valery Destin, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you. Welcome to Atlanta. Welcome to Atlanta, the A-Town.
The A-Town. This is where the magic happens. Like, there's enough production going on in Atlanta, like it's ridiculous now. Atlanta is the new LA.
This is Black Hollywood, remember?
Nice.
Black Hollywood. Since Tyler Perry, everything start flowing, people start coming and stuff like that. Yeah.
Now,
Black Hollywood.
Now, I have to admit, though, that it's not every time that I get to sit in front of royalty, a Cameroonian prince. I mean, we have to get into it. Let's get into it, right? So what's your journey like? What has been your journey growing up in Africa and then now living in the U.S.? Is your story like the Eddie Murphy true, like, you know, the prince that came to the U.S. and was like, you know what, I ain't going back anywhere. This is where I'm going to like make the gold. Like, what is that like?
Yo, the difference is that Eddie Murphy came, got his wife and left and go and manage the big kingdom back home. And then I'm here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it's different, you know, coming from a royal family, it wasn't, first of all, easy for me to tap into media, music, movie industry and stuff like that. You know, it's about...
They won't even let you.
You live in a kingdom where when you guys start walking around, people are moving hard and stuff. I'm the kind of the person on the ground that actually like to deal with the ground people.
Down to earth. You're right there with the people, you know.
Yes, we are not different. We were born from as a prince. I'm not born from two mothers, only one mom, right? So, but the thing is, I try to connect with the some word that we don't, the others.
Yes, and feel free to express some things in French because we do have French listeners. Just once you say it in French,
I mean others.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just.
I don't want to say you have the royal family and others, and I'm like others.
I feel you.
Not from the kingdom family, just because curiosity first. Curiosity. You want to know what's going on in the other side. You want to tap into that. But at the end of the day, I felt like, okay, this is my world. This is where I want to be.
But you were in IT first, though. You spent some years doing IT engineering, yeah?
Yes. I went to school as an IT engineer, but this is the good story about it. Back home, when I went to college, we call it university back in Africa.
Yeah, that's what
it was telecommunication and stuff like that. When I came here actually as a choir director. Because back home, I play with a lot of artists. I tour Europe, all Africa as a keyboard player.
Wow.
With a lot of, And then a pastor from Nigeria, actually. With that promotion, Nigeria.
I love how Nigerians just have a way of showing up in every story.
Yes. Jesus Family Chapel. So the pastor name is like my dad. It's like a dad to be here in the U.S. Pastor Reverend James Salomon. So he's like, you play all instruments, bass, drums, keyboard, you do sound engineering and stuff. We need you in our church in Atlanta. Actually, in Atlanta, 20 years ago.
Wow, 20 years.
20 years ago. I'm like, okay, if I can run away a little bit from the kingdom and just escape.
And come do what you want to do. Yeah.
Yes, I can do what I like to do. But when I came here, I stopped the IT stuff a little bit. I focused on building the choir that the pastor had and Then after some time, I decided to move to Maryland. When I went to Maryland, it was a little bit tricky. And then, I want to build my own legacy.
Yeah.
I wanted to build my own legacy. So what I did, I'm like, okay, let me just study again more. And then I landed my first job with no commercial with Verizon as a FiOS engineer. And we actually started the FiOS project with Verizon.
Wow. Okay.
So doing all ONT, optical network terminal installation, fabrics passing, and so
Now,
like
of
that.
course, you're losing me because this is so much technical stuff.
I say optical.
My brain is about to explode.
No, it's not. It's not that complicated. Those are not coding. I know who you are. So yeah, then I started working on my IT. Then I started getting into business. Then I opened my first restaurant in DC.
Yeah, man of many talents and many.
I just want to do.
Yeah,
I just want to do something. So I opened my restaurant, the White House, during the election, Obama election.
Okay.
I opened my first restaurant. Like, okay, if this is a black man at the White House, I have to open my own black.
Your own White House restaurant. Oh my
Yes, it was very successful with Vision One Studio there as well.
Okay.
Then I moved to LA. When I moved to LA to do my film school, so my major was audio for film, and so I work in a lot of projects with Universal. I work in a lot of projects with CSI Las Vegas.
Wow.
And then I also did some few stuff with American Idol as a sound engineer.
Yes.
Then I decided to take my company in another level. Then I'm like, okay, you know what? I have to go back to Maryland, create a normal company. And there we go. There we are.
And that's where you had this. So Maryland was first then. Maryland was like the first studio production outfit.
Vision One Studio. The very first Vision One Studio was in Maryland. In California, it was a home studio, not like Maryland, but it was. I was actually on the learning curve of media company in the US, and then here we are in Atlanta.
So you always knew you did it. You always knew you didn't want to continue doing IT. It's like IT was like a stepping stone to media.
IT was for money.
Like a true African, even in the midst of everything. It's like
IT was for money. Production company takes money. It's a lot of investment, and I'm not expecting someone to send me a dime from back home.
Yeah, because you left everything and you were like, I'm out.
I'm out. Thank you. I have to build my own legacy. To do that, it takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of courage, passion, because you are in the media. You know how much camera costs.
Yeah.
You know how much you visited the studio before. You know how much all those cost.
Thank you for the tour. I mean, so many rooms, so many equipment.
Thank you.
I'm like, that's why I had to come and see this myself so I can tell people about it.
Thank you. So yeah, it takes a lot of money and a lot of time because you cannot buy all this in 1 year. I took my time, and then it's a courage. When you put that cart, your heart beat. You're like, what's going on? Why am I doing this?
Why am I doing this? Why am I investing in this?
I get through with my wife. She's like, I know the equipment. I know the mix. And what are you going to do with all that?
Oh, man.
And here we are today.
So speaking of home then, was this something like when your family started, and the reason I say this is because there's a lot of young people who listen to the podcast, and when they listen, it's the case of they think about family and how family feels, about the things that they've chosen to do. So in your case, was it like your family, after they've now seen you doing all this production and all that, was it something that they immediately supported, or was that a journey? Or
they would never support in the beginning, and you know that. Art and sport, they don't support that easily back home. But mine was a little bit different because I got into production first, like working in the studio. So they were a little bit like, oh, wow, you work with computers and stuff like that, producing artists. It was kind of different.
Yeah, because now
that guy.
You're the one the artists are listening to, right? Yeah.
Right. So it wasn't like, okay, he's singing at the club, he's jumping back and forth. It wasn't that, luckily. Yeah. But I think people should support, the art. Because you see some kid back there, plenty of talent back home. You see some kid, someone can just sing. You can imagine how much only your vocal can give you. You do stuff. You do voiceover. You know how much they pay? It's a lot of money.
It's
Only by
money
reading a sentence.
Mm-hmm.
So when people are going to start understanding that the arts can pay, there's nothing that pays like sport and art. There's nothing.
You sound like the person that we need to send home to go and tell them, because right now it's still the same thing. If you're not a doctor or an engineer, we never start today. But at least you came through the IT engineering. So let me ask you this question then. If you think about all the influences that you had, right? All the influences that you had growing up, who would you say influenced you the most? And what were the kinds of influences that you had that sort of pointed you more in this direction?
Okay, so back home, people are like very advanced, watching everything overseas. Something that comes overseas is what people want to do. So I got a little inspiration. I wanted to do something different, especially in the media. But we started, like, listen, back when we used to watch a lot of Chinese movie, right? So everybody, we were paying
the Bollywood and
I'm telling you, a lot of, and then Indian movies. I don't know where they're all gone today, but
it's because you now live here and there's so much more.
Yeah, maybe I don't see because I'm here. But we used to see that. So I did art, the karate and stuff, just because of those things. That's Chinese movie.
Yeah.
So too little, we were doing like our own movies. Like, okay, I'm going to be this. I'm going to be Shauma Ho. I'm going to be this one and whatever.
You even remember the names?
Yes, Lita Kwe. And then we start doing our own stuff. So I got inspired with those people. The Jackie Chan until today that I met in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy doesn't know
how much he
impacted my life. But coming here, the things becomes a little bit different. I start seeing the thing in a different point of view. Like, how can you do something with so less? Because what we have in our African movie, I've seen that every day. I have a lot of producers, especially from Nigeria also, that comes here to do their sound effect, to do their music scoring, to do their ADRs, Foley, and all those stuff. We actually want to do Hollywood movies with a budget of less than Nollywood movies.
That is profound. Yes,
because Nollywood movie, the stories are great. You see everything's perfect, but at the end of the day, you see that the last touch, that accomplishment, they don't have the budget. People just put the movie together. They're like, okay, we have a camera. Okay, because first day at film school, what did they do? They put you over there. Turn on the camera. They say, okay, say stand by. You say stand by. You say, shoot the camera. Camera rolling. Action. You say action. And then you say cut. You stop the camera. And they say you are a filmmaker, period. That's the first day of film school.
I think I'm a filmmaker now.
Yes,
because I've learned it.
You have done it all. But a film, what is a film? Etymologically, a film is an image, a mobile image.
Yeah. With a good story behind
emotion
it.
Image.
With a good story behind it.
Yes. So, with a good story behind it. So, but there's the thing. Back home, they don't have... working in Hollywood, if they have to do an interview, like in a movie, like you and I are doing now, you're going to see trucks out there.
That's true. That is true.
A lot of trucks. So they know even the light, the kind of microphone.
I know.
All that counts.
Look at my own small arrangement here.
You know. Your set is amazing. I like it.
I'm glad that I impressed the production person. That's
the thing. To be a genius is to be able to make something out of nothing. And what you do is amazing. And then I love it.
And that's the story of back home, right? Little budget, we have great stories. If we had the kind of budget, I always think to myself, imagine if we had the kind of budget that Hollywood had, and we wanted to tell the same stories that we've put through, it would be amazing. It would be amazing.
Just look at the Black Panthers. That's an African story.
I know.
But with the right budget. You see? Blow.
So would you say that your biggest satisfaction then has been the fact that you've been able to create studios like this and platforms like this so that other artists and young people can access and do their own thing and all that?
Yes, that's what it is. Here we do everything: photo, videos, music production, artist development, rental equipment, studio available. You see how many kids you saw here today?
Yeah.
They are there. They work on their beat. They work on their video. They have cameras to learn the light. They learn the right thing. Because one of my idol in the media industry is Tyler Perry. Tyler
and
Perry,
you're right here in Atlanta for it.
Yes. We met like a couple of times through a friend of mine, but he still get to know who I am. Because this guy goes and just do a simple movie with 5 or 6 people in an hotel and make millions.
He's put in the work, yeah.
Why did I get married? How many casts do you have in that movie? What did I get married to? How many casts? Magia, how many casts you have there? Simple story, less headache on the production. You don't see any car or train burning like in our Hollywood movies.
Yeah.
or the plane just crash. Simple storytelling, and I'm like, yeah, he was able to do something out of nothing. Today, he has an empire. So we open doors to those kids that have good stories, those kids that have something to say. So, okay, this is what we have. What can you produce with this?
Yeah.
That's why we have all those around.
Yeah, and thank you so much for the tour, because as we walk through each of the rooms, from the one that is the B room to the A room to the sound studio to all the things that you have here, you do virtual events as well. People come in here to perform in your studios. You know, one thing was true in everything I was witnessing, and is the fact that you have the passion for this media and production, and the fact that you're giving back through it is just amazing. So you're bringing us to the next segment then, which is culture commentary, because now everybody will be wondering, when you did come here, did you have similar culture shock? Did things about the US, and I hear you on the shock between, production and all that, but what other things were like, comparatively between the US and Cameroon for you when you got here?
Definitely, you have to know that people here delivers. People here, I found out, first of all, that people don't have time to be working. Guess what? When you get up back home, what do you do in the morning? Oh, you stretch yourself. By the time you know it, it's 11, 12. And then by 3 p.m., you say, what am I going to do today? I found out 2 things, very important. People work here.
They work.
People work here. You see, even our friend, our brothers, African brothers, they go back home, they were not working. Here they do 4 jobs. I know the bills are there, but the opportunity to make money is there too.
That is a fair comment.
So yeah, they do it, and people here work. And then I found out also, over here, the boss wears on jean. The boss open the door in the morning and close in the evening.
The boss is working in fact, the boss is the one who's saying, I'm serving everybody else who's working.
Yes. You know what back home? What happened back home? Difference. The boss stays at home and call maybe at 12. Are you guys there already? Maybe you swing by around 1 p.m. By 2 is out at the restaurant somewhere or something, and come back. Here you have
those bosses. Those bosses are bad bosses.
they are, a lot of them are like that.
But that's true though.
80% of them. That's a very good thing. But also, I found out that America is like. It's a very welcome kind of country, When they say opportunities, I know we've never said that there's not discrimination. We have that everywhere. Even in Africa, we have discrimination.
Yeah, they've actually come there to come and discriminate against us on our own our own land.
That existed. But if Barack Obama is president, you're going to understand that somewhere, somehow,
there's some possibility.
He said, at the day of the inauguration, that if every doubt that America is the place where everything is possible, tonight is your answer. So we definitely have to understand that there's opportunity out there for us. There's money out there for everybody. More money in Africa, actually. all we need, there's more money in Africa than here. We all know that.
Yeah, it's just that the infrastructure and the corruption and all the other
more
things,
organized and trust our land, trust our resources, and actually take advantage, like use our own resources, to accomplish stuff.
So let's flip the script then. I'm going to put you on the spot. How about the reverse then? What is it that the folks here need to learn from the way we operate, like in Cameroon? There must be some things in Cameroon that you're like, yo, we're doing better in Cameroon. Like, for instance, I always think to myself that when it comes to things like the food is better. I'm sorry. Like this stuff that they say organic here.
That's a good thing. We eat organic back home without going to the organic store.
Exactly.
So you have to understand that we have a very, very rich soil in Africa. You whatever you put down there is gonna grow and you're gonna eat.
That's why there's more money there.
And that's why I'm very shocked when people are not. I'm ready to do that because we have lands. We have lands. I'm ready to go back home, invest, open Vision 1 and try to work on that soil. But this is what these people have to learn from us. Guess what? You own your house back home.
That is true.
So
every time I hear the thing, they'll be like, "Oh, I bought a house." I'll say, "Excuse me, do you mean you took a loan from a bank and you made down payment?"
Yes. Yes.
You talking
but
about
the money you actually put down to loan a house here can help you build the house back home. And when you look at it, you're like, okay, let me make the math. How much have I spent here so far?
Yeah.
And it's still not mine. They say 30 years.
And it's still not yours.
It's still not yours.
If they take it immediately,
They have to learn. They have to, because even when, I know they pay taxes on the line. Something that we have to bring here for, is to be able to get our own lines and just pay the taxes and build a house. We have to do that. Back home, we do it very well. And these people have to copy on that. They really have to copy and try to see how to facilitate. Guess what? It's just a lot of money that people are spending. Do you know that the money that people owe in the U.S. to the federal government is more than every money that was printed before?
I've seen some of those stats about debt versus so-called riches or wealth.
So where do you get the money? If you have $10,000 and you start borrowing $10,000 to people, you only have $10,000. But on paper, people owe you $100,000. How are they going to get that to pay you back?
It's a system.
So that's a system. That's a system. That's very
so in that sense now, because now everybody's listening to you on this podcast, and ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening, don't forget to Flush Podcast, of course, African Renaissance Culture Commentary. I'm here with Prince Valery Destin. Follow us on social media at Don't Forget to Flush, which is the number 2 Flush on IG, and on Facebook, of course, is Don't Forget to Flush, the entire spelling.
Don't forget to flush.
And then on Twitter is Don't Forget to Flush P, the letter P, because for some reason somebody had taken the main name. But anyways, follow us on social media platforms. So I'm going to put you on the spot, Prince.
Okay.
So somebody's listening to this podcast and is like, I love everything you're saying. I want to go to Cameroon. What do you advise them to go see in Cameroon? Like, I want you to brag on Cameroon a bit.
No.
Like, where should they go? Like, what should they do?
Guess what? Cameroon is African in miniature. Everything that you have. If you want to go in one place in Africa, go to Cameroon. You're going to see a little bit of
every part of Africa.
Yes. That's what it is. That's why in the small Cameroon that you see, which is Cameroon is like a little, like a small state of Nigeria.
Well, come on, man. Come on. It's a bit bigger than this.
No, you guys had what? 200 million people?
We don't count by people. That's all we can do. We don't have any other thing to do.
We only 25,000.
We don't have any other thing except to
we only 30 million or something. But guess what? In that small country, people speak 253 languages.
Wow.
So you go in Africa somewhere, you're definitely going to find someone
who speaks
something similar to what you have in Cameroon.
That is true.
It's very important. Very diversified. The culture is big. You got musically all beats, all kind of music that you have in Africa.
I was speaking with someone like that Makossa. There's Cameroonian Makossa. Like there's the dedicated Makossa that is Cameroonian.
That's Cameroonian Makossa. See, the Afrobeat on Nigeria is part of the music, right? Every kind of music that you're going to see traditionally back in Nigeria, you have in that small Cameroon.
Mm.
And that's why the kids over there are very talented. But this is the bad part of it, especially on the arts.
Here we go. Okay.
Yes, especially on the art. It's good. You have all that.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, you can define yourself.
Mm.
When they say, okay, what is the only beat that you guys have that can be sold everywhere? They can show you that.
Mm. It's a mixture of pretty much any and every.
Yes, and that's a problem. That's why you have to define yourself and just feel like, okay, listen, I will do this because you got the capacity, you have the heartbeat, you have the blood to do that kind of thing because you grow up with it.
Cool. Okay, so this is where we get into the our lovely segment, what the people love a lot, and part of it is because you get to speak in French, because I've been trying to have you to talk to our listeners that are listening to us from France and a couple of our francophone areas. So I do want you to be able to provide the answer to this question I'm about to ask in French, and then you can say it again in English, because you just try and mix it up so that because I really want you to be able to like get into it. You get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So here is it. It's toilet seat conversations, because toilet seat is where all the best ideas happen, right? So let's talk deeply. So what would you tell a young African who wants to build a career like yours, right? Like what are they thinking? And that's why I really want you to,
It's very important. I will say it in French and it's very important. Pour les gens qui parlent français, la carrière, c'est d'abord la détermination.
Oui.
La carrière, c'est la capacité de ne jamais abandonner. Jamais abandonner. Il faut pouvoir suivre ton objectif et pouvoir aller jusqu'au bout de ta pensée. Si tu te renverses ou bien rien ne marche dans ta vie, recommence. C'est bien de faire des erreurs, c'est bien de se tromper, mais après s'être trompé une ou deux fois, 3 fois, tu finiras par y arriver. Donc, ne jamais laisser, si tu as une ambition, tu as un projet, il faudrait absolument l'écrire et le réaliser jusqu'au bout. Ne pas s'arrêter en chemin. Let me say
Très bien, oui.
Career is about determination, passion,
and
have the core to never, ever let go. It's good to fail. It's good if you do a business and then everything just flowing up, maybe something's wrong.
Yeah, because
something's wrong somewhere. You have to be able to fail. But when you fail, you have to wake up, get up again and pick it up from where you check out your mistakes. It's very important. And that's why most of people start stuff and they stop it because, this wasn't working. What's not working?
What's your learning? What are you learning from it?
You learn. How can you make it work? Because that's why you have to keep in mind that, this is my goal. And this is my goal. You think about your goal, put it on paper, and go for it. Go for it. If Zuckerberg was like the kind of person I feel like, I want to connect all of us together in this university and start. He didn't have money for servers. He didn't have the money to pay the servers. But guess what? People start liking the app and other people start tapping into the app, and the app was crashing every day. The server was crashing every day.
Wow.
And at one point, it's like, wow, what can we do for the server not to crash? Server means money. So he's talking about server. What does he have today? Data centers. I happen to work with them 7 years. So those data centers start getting more bigger and bigger. And guess what? Data center is a lot of money. One machine costs 3.8 million. And sometimes in one room, they have 180 machines in one room. And you have maybe 10 rooms in one data center.
Wow.
Do the math. So this guy found out, this concept is working and it's crashing every time. It didn't drop. It was like, you know what? I got to take it off. I got to find out what's not working. Since they lack the concept, what's not working, I will fix it and make it work. And guess what? Even the data center cannot hold it like anymore.
It's beyond that now. Now we're talking about farms. It's like an entire farm,
They have a lot of things, and they have the AWS, Amazon Web Service, came to play again, and people are forgetting about their small servers and stuff. The cloud infrastructure,
and that's what it's all about. How you start. And I love what you said. It's don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to try. But when you do, there's so much learning, and you just keep pushing.
Yeah. By the time you have the goal, understand that there's going to be some stuff that will not work, and you have to make those work to cross over. If you drop when you fail, okay, what are you going to do? You're going to go out again and think about another project, and then another one, and then another one. They're going to have the same problem.
No, that's true. There.
So stick
true
in there and move on.
You. Wow. This conversation is thank you, because I really appreciate the amount of time that you've given us, and I'm like, you're a busy man. You have your hands in multiple things. I'm like, thank you for giving us time. But before you go though, I'm going to put you on the spot again, because I want people to be able to like say they heard it first and don't forget to flush. So I'm going to ask you on Toilet Seat Conversation, tell us a secret. Tell us something that your friends don't know about you. Because think about it this way, right? Vision One Media, right in Maryland, in Atlanta, a lot of folks are going there doing their music, production, all that, camera, everything. I'm even looking for somebody to come and do video for me. But my point is, a lot of people don't even know it's you behind all these different things that is going on. So look at Jam for Us at E-Hall, all the musicians and artists that you bring in, all the stuff with Xfinity, with Afro and Point of View. And so tell us something that nobody else knows about you, so that we'll be like, we've just found out something more about you.
Guess what? They don't know a lot about me.
I know.
So they don't know a lot about me. I'm going to tell you something, little story. When I was in DC, I played sometime in cabaret as a keyboard player. While in school, they didn't know about that. They didn't then. So when I started working with Verizon and then Facebook and then Charter Communication, they're like, what is he doing there? Is he cleaning the floor or something?
People underestimate you though.
It's not about then because socially they give me respect on a lot of other things, but they didn't know that when we come back from club, I put my computer down and sit down and learn. They didn't know. So if they have to think about what I have in here now, you're gonna blow the world, because everything that you're saying is just. Well, see, LeBron James, I'm a Lakers fan, okay?
Here we go. Lakers fan in the building.
LeBron James says something. Don't talk about it.
Be about it.
Be about it.
I feel you.
So, please, just keep on going, knowing that the sky is the limit. Yeah, Point of View, artist development, Jam for Us, Afro, partnership with Xfinity, all that. It's just a lot of things. And that's just part. A small part.
I know.
So there are a lot, again, going on. But as I said...
Well, you just revealed a big secret about you, because while everybody's hanging out with you in the club, you come back home and turn on your computer and you learn, right? So
they don't know that.
They don't know that the person that they were hanging out with is the same person that will come
They don't know that part.
So we've just learned something about you, that is for sure. For sure. So help our listeners be able to check you guys out. Vision One Media, what's the website?
So the website is vomprod.com.
Okay.
V, Victor, Orange, Mary, Prod, like production.com. And also, if you can just say Vision One Media.
It's Googleable. Once you say
but
Vision.
Just go. You take your phone, just say Vision One Media and Productions. You find us. Okay, we have a very good SEO.
IT engineer, you went to go
we have a very
activate
good
SEO.
We have a good SEO going on, And on Instagram, you just say Vision One Media, ATL, and also at Vision One Media _ATL. Those two are for us. And for some of the content, you can also Jam for Us by VOM.
I love that.
Then you're going to find us as well.
Jam for Us. How did you even start Jam for Us? Like, what was the story?
I'm a jammer. See, in one of my hall
That
year.
is true. I saw one of the rooms. You had like the drums. You had like the...
Yeah, they
and
just
you said you studied audio. You had this audio thing for film.
I'm a Pro 2 certifier. I'm a film certifier as well. So
everything just coming together this way, man.
It's not because I wanted to. I like to learn. I like to learn. See, sometimes I buy new equipment, right?
And you think I'm going to have another equipment.
I don't have to call a DP to come and show me how to use a 12K. I sit down there, start reading. I can sit here in my office until tomorrow morning. sometimes I was like, the kids are going to bed, and I'm not even getting it. The thing is, I have to get it. I like to learn. I like to learn. It opens up a lot of things.
And that's the secret of success that you're dropping right now. That is a good word.
Yeah, I like to
learning,
learn.
being open to learn.
Definitely.
What a way to send off us on this podcast, man. Now I have to go learn stuff, because half of the time I'm like A room, B room, DK, DP. And now I have to go learn. Now I'm like, I have to go learn.
You know how you know 90% of it.
Oh my gosh. Prince Valery Destin, thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you so
you.
much.
Thank you for giving us a tour of Vision One Media.
Thank you
for all that
Come
you
back
do.
anytime.
Yes.
Come back with your project.
Yeah, maybe I should come here and start doing my voiceover. But
just come over.
Mean having to. But
we're
anyways,
going to be glad to have you in.
Love it. Thank you
Thank you
Big
so
shout
much,
out to all my Cameroonian friends. Shout out to all our Francophone partners. Thank you so much, Prince.
Thank you.
We love your
You're
time.
welcome.
And
You're
we
welcome.
will be back again to ask you more questions.
Definitely.
And all of that.
The door is still open. You see? You have the code already. So
now, of course, the big question, I can't leave here if I didn't ask the question. Which jollof rice is the best jollof rice? All right, we're out.
African jollof rice.
Okay. Bye, guys. Bye. See you all later. Don't forget to watch podcast.